So, Pat, I really appreciate you being here today. First of all, I really want to apologize for how heated we got last time. It was real bad. We've been together for about 9 years now. We've done a lot together, and I don't want to have our emotions get the best of us and sour a really great relationship. I feel like I should probably kind of go into what happened and why it happened while you were gone. Um, I saw an opportunity. When you had left, you had said, "Hey, this is a really important investment for us. The biggest sell factor is quality. Quality is great for us. That's really what's going to set it apart from the other condo that we thought was, being built." So when you left, I had the opportunity to make a small investment for what I thought was going to be a great return. Um, I tried to get a hold of you, and I couldn't. I asked Fawn, she tried, and then eventually Fawn told me that it was okay. And at that point, or even before you left, you had said, "Hey, Fawn can handle whatever is needed while I'm gone." So, I made that decision because in my mind, if I had not let that, and if I had not made that purchase, then the other condo would have had that purchase. And if they had bought that, then all of a sudden our um, one of the reasons for us to, for all the people to come to our condo would be gone because all of a sudden, all the investment that we put in as far as new stovetops and everything else will just have went away because now all of a sudden they've got that great flooring, and now all of a sudden we don't have a marketing like to stand on. Um, so that was the reason that I did it. I apologize if I did something wrong in that aspect. Um, I will give you, I just want to be perfectly, honest with you as far as things are concerned because we've been together for such a long time. There's probably a lot of stuff to go into or whatever. Um, but, honestly, this money that this money, I need it because I am in pretty dire straits to where if I don't get the money soon and be able to, pay the right people, I'll have to file bankruptcy. And if I file bankruptcy, unfortunately, um, in that aspect, it would mean that you know you wouldn't be able to get all the money that that you need, right? I still owe you, $200,000 that I plan on paying you back. But if I don't pay the people that I need paid right now, um, it's going to be a situation. And then two, I'll no longer be in business. And so after, 9 years together, we'll have to, you know, say goodbye. And I don't want to do that. I know I put you in a tough spot, but I just want to kind of give you all the details and kind of let you know like where I'm coming from. And hopefully see too where you're coming from. And maybe we can, you know, um, look at this and learn from this and then go on and never let something like this happen again and get over this and grow as partners. So sorry, I'm all ears.
Well, I think I felt like maybe Fawn was misled or misunderstood. Um, she understood that it would be a small increase in, well, obviously because the materials were nicer and better.
Right.
That's where the increase would be rather than, 2,500 more per unit is pretty substantial. We were thinking it would be like a $200 increase per unit, which we could have absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
handled with no question, I think. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Also, it puts on, from my perspective, the extra $25,000 puts it, or the extra $250,000 puts the whole project at a loss for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Um, no, I just wanted to, to me, just to kind of rationale, the oak again. You did mention it was going to be 2,500 a unit, but in my mind, it looked like if we had done that, we'd have got a $15,000, you know, um, uptick on that as well. So to me, and I understand what you're saying, but to me, it was like, okay, we pay a little bit here, but we get a lot more in the return. I had no idea at the time that you had already signed that deal, and I apologize again for that. It sucks. I think maybe once we get all this said and done, we should maybe look into maybe international calling and get that straightened out. But yeah, so that's the only thing I want to say. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's pretty much exactly, already had a deal based on what the original contract was. So kind of with that in play, it leaves me at a loss on the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which is good on the one hand that yes, we have a buyer for all of it, but I feel like the extra work wouldn't have needed to be done because of that. And I agree. Like, I was out of the country and it was what it is. So hopefully we can kind of get something worked out. Um,
So, you know, I'm sorry again about the loss. You know, I guess my question is, for this work order, I only charged a uptick of 7.5%. Usually I do about 15 to 20%. Okay. Um, I guess what I'm asking is there a possibility that we can, if I can still get paid uh, what I need to get paid, um, to be able to pay off all my creditors. That way, everything is kind of taken care of in that aspect, to where I'm not, going bankrupt. Because if I'm not able to pay these people again, I'll go bankrupt, and then we're both kind of going to be, pretty bad. Um, if I can get the money that is needed just to be able to pay who I need to pay, then possibly maybe we could look at in the future, because we've been doing this for a long time. Maybe in the future, I had been doing 15 to 20% on these different projects for you. Maybe we can look at maybe lowering that down to where over time that you know that can be situated to where we're both kind of happy in that aspect. Um, would that be a possibility at all? Maybe we can, instead of doing 15 to 20, you know, I can just say, hey, from now on, we'll do, you know, 10% or 12%, something of that nature going forward. And that way you're still saving money. I've got the money I need to pay off who I need to pay. And then, you know, we can, again, learn from this and move on.
right. I would like to at least break even,
Okay.
if possible, on this project. Um, I also, the painter says he needs another 30,000. So,
Okay. So how
because
much?
it more work on his end, because he had to stain instead of paint, which is what he had been originally contracted to do. And on his side, he was like, I didn't want to paint the oak because then that would totally, work over all the money the extra money we paid. So it was foresight on his side too, but he's also looking for an extra $30,000 for the whole project.
Okay.
So
I guess the
in
question. Oh,
total, looking at an extra, just as it stands, an extra 250 to you, and then an extra 30 to Peter, the painter.
So to break even, it would be $280,000 for
To
you.
break even, I need to be at like 230, 225, 230 total in
Mm-hmm.
all to you and to him.
Um,
Which would be, let's break it down on a per unit basis here. So 2,250-ish. I'd like to keep it the extra about that per unit. If we can. Close to that anyway.
I'm just trying to think here as far as how to be able to get everything to where it's so. Um,
So
here's
let's leave this here for now
sure.
and let you think about that. And I want to bring up kind of the other things that we have on the table, the 2 month rent and the line, which is set to expire. It's tough because I'm kind of in a position where I would like to call it and invest at other places while the market's low.
Mm-hmm.
However, I understand the position you're in. Plus, if I call it and you pay me and God forbid you end up having to file for bankruptcy anyway,
Right.
then it could be considered preferential. So then they would still take it from me anyway
Right.
to distribute elsewhere. So
Yep.
there's that. So I would be willing to forgive the rent. And then do a short-term extension to the loan, 3 or 6 months, to kind of get our feet back on, both of us get our feet back on the ground and get you stable. So I don't know if that kind of frames your outlook on the rest of it.
It does, and I appreciate that. So you'll forgive the $10,000 rent, the rent that I.
Forget $10,000.
Okay, and then
I've got a renter, so it's not sitting empty or anything. I've got a renter ready to come in.
okay, you do have a renter.
Yeah.
Okay, because that
Since
wasn't
I've been out of town, we haven't signed the paperwork, but he's agreed. We have a contract in place, so.
Okay, because that was another concern for mine too, because I had planned on, moving out and going somewhere else, but actually I was looking at it, seeing if maybe I could actually stay where I was with you. So that was kind of where I was with the rent situation. I was actually going to see if maybe there's a possibility, and I don't mind paying the $10,000. I'll have that in hand, and to you should be able to pay that later this week. So that should be pretty soon. The only concession that I was going to see if I could do was possibly get the rent moved from 5,000 to 4,000, just because that's the going rate right now, and then you won't have to worry about possibly having to have a new tenant that you don't know anything about. Where with me, you kind of know how I am. Although right now it's not so good, but for the
Although
most
right now
part,
you have $10,000.
right. I mean, right now it's not so good, but we've been together for 9 years, so you gotta look at the overall average. Uh,
Right, right.
so that was what I was kind of hoping for as far as the rent. Uh,
Okay.
so if that's okay with you, uh, we can go and just state where I'm at, $4,000, and so that can kind of be squared away. As far as
If
the
we can do
loan,
40, if we can do 45,
I could probably do 45. That would probably
and
be
then if you wanted, we could extend the 10, the back 10 out. And if pay 5,000 as you can. And you're right. I don't, I don't want to ruin the relationship that we have over $10,000.
right.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, I should be able to. I think the $10,000 I should be able to give to you pretty
Okay.
quickly, and you should be fine.
Okay.
I could probably do 4,500. It all kind of depends on everything else. Um, Now you said something about the loan as far as wanting to call the loan, um, and possibly doing that in 3 to 6 months. I appreciate that, and that's something that we could definitely look into. I think for me, honestly, what all of this kind of hinders on is the money as of now. So I'll be quite honest with you. If I could just get, and this is it. This is with nothing else as far as any kind of profit on my end whatsoever. It'd be $910,000, and that is the lowest because I don't want to have any kind of. I want to have complete transparency. It'd be $910,000. I would cut out um, all of the profit that I would have. It would give me the opportunity to pay the lumber and then pay my guys, what they are owed, and then odds and ends things. If I can get that 910,000, that pays everything off, so I'm good. And then we could go ahead, and I believe that rent would be fine. And then the loan, we could definitely work on that. And then two, to compensate for this loss that you're having, we could again play with the percentages going forward to where instead of me doing 20%, all of a sudden now I'm doing 10%. So you would make it up over the long haul. And, we, again, it's good, we've been together 9 years, so we've been doing this plenty of times. So there's going to be other opportunities to keep doing this. And so I can keep that lower rate for you up until that $230,000 is paid off in full, and then after that, we can come back to seeing how it is. Would that be a possibility?
Yeah, I think we can work something like that. Can we make it an even 9?
Um, Make it even 9. You forgive the rent that I owe you. Would that work?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll make it even 900,000. You'll forgive that rent for me. Um, okay. So let's write all this down. So
I
it's a
know.
lot of stuff to keep up. 900,000.
900,000 for the PO.
Yeah. So you'll give me 900,000 for every altogether. You'll forgive the rent for 10,000.
Mhm.
I'll keep on where I'm at for rent at 4,500, and then in about, let's say,
We
6 months.
reevaluate that in a year.
Okay, we'll reevaluate the loan in a year.
The the
Or
rent.
oh, the rent. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're fine. 4,500 for
Yeah.
1 year.
Yep. And we'll reevaluate in a year, and then the loan here in about 6 months, we'll reevaluate that as well. We'll look at how we both are and make sure we're good, and so that way we can get that all kind of squared away. And then we'll make sure that if either one of us are on vacation, we have a direct line to one another. We have to get some kind of app on our phone or something, and we'll do that. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I think we have a deal on all this. And then I'll just go ahead and say too, before I forget. So from going forward until that $230,000 is paid off, I'm going to drop the 20% down to 12%. That sound good? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll keep that down until it's all paid off. And then we'll reevaluate that as well.
Okay.
And sound good with everything? Everything a good deal?
I think so.
Okay. Well, then I think it is a deal. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Hang on just a second.